The government has recalled Kenya's ambassador to Somalia in the first clear sign of an escalating diplomatic row. Kenya is accusing Somalia of auctioning off oil and gas deposits from a site that it claims is in Kenyan territorial waters. Kenya is accusing Somalia of being an unfair neighbor despite all the goodwill Kenya has shown to Somali people, even as it faces the threat of terror, which it says is bred within Somali territory. Somalia first filed a complaint at the International Court of Justice regarding its maritime borders dispute with Kenya, with the issue still in court even as relations break down.
A battle for territorial sovereignty over Indian Ocean waters off the coast of Kenya and Somalia could be the reason for the simmering tension experienced at the moment, with Kenya complaining of an unreasonable neighbor whose choices at a London event on the 7th of this month have given rise to the latest actions.
Kenya has summoned its ambassador to the Federal Republic of Somalia, Ambassador Lieutenant General retired Lucas Tumbo. He has been summoned back to Nairobi for urgent consultations. The summons is a consequence of a most regretful and egregious decision by the government of Somalia to auction off oil and gas blocks in Kenya's maritime territorial area that borders Somalia.
For years, Kenya and Somalia have fought over waters of the Indian Ocean, a battle that has been taken to the international stage, with each party drawing the line where it believes the border lies. The promise of rich gas and oil deposits in the area a key factor in the row.
The government of Kenya cannot and will not stand by as its démarches are ignored and its territorial integrity is infringed upon and its sovereign resources are carved out and shared out by an ungracious and unbrotherly neighbor acting to satisfy the greed of commercial interests resident in foreign lands.
Kenya has expressed concern about the actions of her neighbor, whom she says has needed Kenya's shoulder to cry on, especially in the last 2 decades when millions of her citizens have streamed into Kenya due to civil war and more recently the threat of terror inside Somalia.
Kenya hosts over 400,000 Somali refugees and asylum seekers in Kenya, despite the hijacking of these humanitarian spaces by terrorists and criminal elements who have used the camps to plan and launch terror attacks in Kenya.
Kenyan troops are inside Somalia as part of the AMISOM peacekeeping mission, with Kenya hosting what was one of the world's largest refugee camps, which it has planned to close, and with the latest row, much remains at stake. Leila Mohammed, NTV.